Hello everyone and welcome back. We are here with two members from Abaddon, the Jacobs brothers. On the left we have Viben, the vocalist, and on the right Marco, the guitarist. How are you guys doing? Are you comfy? Are you ready?
Yeah, all good. We got our beer and everything. So, yeah,
Awesome,
we're ready.
Good excuse to have beer on a Tuesday night, right?
Yes. Dating the video. Are you excited for the upcoming M4A Metal for Africa?
Oh yeah, definitely. Been looking forward to it for a while now. Definitely ready and amped for it to start now.
Yeah, then I'm like looking back, it's quite a while since the last time. This is our third Metal for Africa we're playing now. The last one was before lockdown. We always forget how much fucking time was wasted during lockdown a few years ago already.
Yeah, that's true. It was quite interesting going through the whole online procedure that we did do for lockdown. But I'm very happy that we are back to a live setting for Metal for Africa. It is
Right.
Yeah, it is just fantastic. So you guys are Abaddon has started playing roughly at the end of 2013. That's nearly 10 years now. Been a long-standing band. For our viewers, for those who haven't checked them out, I highly recommend them. I've seen them play quite a few shows at Raw, and it's two of the Metal for Africas you mentioned. But for those who are new here, and those abroad who haven't listened to much South African metal, how would you guys describe your music?
It's always a bit of a difficult one to answer because there's so many different influences in it. People ask us that one quite often, and I'm always had a bit unsure how to answer that. But
Well, start off with genre. How would you classify your genre?
A definite black and thrash influence among the obvious death metal vocals and so. But yeah, it's a whole mix of shit. But I would probably say a black metal melodic death kind of vibe going for it.
yeah, we've always been kind of classified as black and thrash because we find it even difficult to put ourselves in a specific genre. So I'd say black and thrash with a strong death metal influence from old bands like Hypocrisy and things like Bloodbath especially.
Cool.
So, like I said, it's a bit of a vague answer when it comes to the genre.
It's one that confuses the band itself. We don't know what to tell people when they ask us that.
It's fucking mad.
Yeah. What we want to say is you listen to it and tell us, please.
Well, our viewers at home will have had a snippet right at the beginning, so you do get a bit of a taste.
Cool.
So yeah, you two are the founding members. What made you start the band, and how have you found the journey?
How to start the band?
Starting the band, well, he's been playing guitar since he was, I think, before he even hit double digits, since he was 5 or 6 years old. And I've had a strong passion for metal since I can remember because of my dad listening to Judas Priest and growing up with stuff like that. That's his favorite band of all time, so I've always listened to metal. And I remember driving home back from a party in Stellenbosch with Andries from Minor Salt, the drummer from Minor Salt back in the day. And Cancer of the Soul from Bloodbath was playing in my car, and I started kind of like half-ass singing with because I was quite drunk. And Andries just turned to me and said, "Hey, it doesn't actually sound half bad. You should consider maybe doing something." And kind of stuck in my head, and my brother and I decided to give it a go a few years later and met up with a friend of mine that drummed back in high school, and we started doing something together. So that's probably kind of the most origin story.
Yeah. Although the original plan was to do a Monomath cover, I believe, was our idea, and then when that didn't quite go well because of the down tuning and everything, and I didn't want to do that to my guitar, we just kind of started playing one of the original things we had written. And
yeah, I think it was actually a song he wrote when he was like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah.
It was in our first album that
and then
we then started practicing with in our ex-drummer at the time's bathroom. or it's this tiny little outside room where I had to stand in the bathroom and sing because there wasn't enough space for the three of us in the one room.
Yeah, and that kind of just grew. We decided from there, now let's try another track, and yeah, we started playing things I wrote years ago, and kind of that made us move into just doing original shit instead of trying to do covers of from Monomorph, things like that. So yeah,
the cover idea very easy.
Oh, that is awesome. So, yeah, I mean, apart from you two, you do have three other members. So let's get to know them. First on my list, we have on guitar Daniel Lowe. How did you guys meet up with Daniel?
I think I met Daniel in Somerset West in... Oh, no. I'm mistaken. I was a tattoo artist at the time. I owned a tattoo studio for 15 years here in Somerset. And he showed up at my tattoo shop one day saying he wants their new album cover tattooed on them, or their first album cover. He was, I think, just turned 18 at the time. And when he started Halva, and he asked me for a cover, the cover on his back, so I tattooed it from him, and we had a chat then, and we went out for a few drinks afterwards, and we became quite good friends from there.
Oh, nice. And
eventually, Daniel actually joined the band because we were going to go play Spawnfest in Joburg in 2019, and our other guitarist at the time, Divan, who's now our bassist, could not make it, and so we got Daniel in as a replacement for the show, and then he just kind of stuck with us.
Nice. What does Daniel bring to the band, apart from his guitar?
A lot. He's always got a positive vibe going, and he always puts a smile on the rest of our face, even be it a bit annoying. No, he's the kind of guy we'd be playing in band practice, and he'd be standing like 4 centimeters away from your face playing his solo and things like that.
Yeah, he's lots of fun in the band room. He's got the best dance moves, but he's definitely a bit of a personal space invader.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So now a very important question. If a train leaves Goodwood at 2 p.m. heading towards Tygerberg, and another train leaves Belleville at the same time heading towards Woodstock, and Daniel had to figure this where they would meet, do you think he could solve it?
Solve it, not me.
Can he use Google?
Sure, I guess.
What does he have at his disposal, and how much time does he have?
I don't know. I did actually look up, try and figure this out, and it is actually... I lost interest.
I can see Daniel just giving us this blank expressions like, yeah, but how about the solo?
How about I answer your question with a guitar solo?
That would be acceptable.
That would most likely be his answer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's more smarter. So now, onto bass. You did mention Divan, that he... you did mention him just now about Spawnfest. So how did you meet him?
I met Divan at a friend of mine's wedding, and he was seated at the table next to me, and we were looking for a bassist at the time when we just started our first album. Because as we started recording our first album, our bassist left us about a week before recording started, so we had a bit of a shit show there. And then I met Divan there and asked him if he wanted to play bass for us, and he refused straight up, and he's like, fuck that, I'm not a bassist, I play guitar. So then we chatted every now and then, but I didn't really hear much from him for about a year, and then our other guitarist at the time left, or we kicked him out, I can't fucking remember.
Yeah, or something.
And then I hooked up with Divan again, and I told him, well, there's a guitar spot now if you want to come join us, and he did. Which was, I think, around 2018 or 19, so he's been with us for a while.
Yeah, but it's funny, with all his, what do you call it, backlash about playing bass and everything, once he started doing it for us, he says he never wants to go back to guitaring again. Yeah, his bass is just so cool. So
since Daniel took over since Spawnfest, he refuses to go back to guitar.
Yeah, he definitely found his spot there then, with the bass guitaring.
Yeah. So, that's how you met him, and what does Divan bring to the band? Apart from now his bass, previously his guitar.
Grey hairs.
Yeah, Divan is most definitely our chaos factor. You never know what to expect from him in the night. He helps us weed out the weak.
Is that on stage or at the bar?
Everywhere. Wherever he is.
If it's a quick visit to your house, or if it's going for a quick drink at the pub next door, or for a house party, you never know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah. Chaos factor is the best way to describe him, I think.
Yeah.
And now with that,
you're old school fucking metal and doesn't give a shit if he annoys somebody else.
And now with that chaos factor, another very important question: would he pick pink or purple?
Oh damn! I think he would make a very crude comment on the word pink firstly, and then he'd probably pick purple.
Or pink because he can be crude about it.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, those are difficult colors, I think, for everyone to choose between.
Together.
It starts pink and it becomes purple.
No. That would probably be the answer.
Yeah.
That would be the answer.
Oh boy. And last but not least, your fifth member, the Beating Heart, Jonathan Burgers on drums. How did you guys meet Jonathan?
Dude, during lockdown, fucking hell. Our old drummer got a job opportunity in Transkei somewhere to go do some fucking thing, some farming thing, and he sold his drum kit and everything, and then I think the week he had to leave, everything turned to shit and the job disappeared. And he already sold everything, so we were stuck with it, and then lockdown hit at the same time. So we were stuck without a drummer and no live shows to play, so the band kind of took a bit of a gap for like 2 years or so. And then I moved to Cape Town to go finish my studies in 2021, and Daniel messaged me one day. He's like, dude, I found a new drummer for us. And I'm like, who are you talking about? Because I'm always skeptical. I don't know, there's so few very good metal drummers in the country. Well, probably not that few, but few that I know of, and that I figured would want to join us. And then he just told me Jonathan. And I was like, what? Wait, Jonathan from Threat of Omen? And he said yes, and I was unbelievably fucking amped. And I mean, since the first practice with Jono, it just clicked. That man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's like that first practice is like we've already been practicing for like a few months together. It's just we start jamming and he just goes with it. Like it's amazing. It's incredible just his feel for metal and everything. It's insane.
Yeah, just knowledge of music in general.
And what do you think Jonathan would do if he was handed R1 million?
Wow. Yeah.
You usually know Jonathan in a band capacity. We only met him like 2 years ago, but I'd have to say he'd probably buy some things to smoke, probably a new motorbike.
Or a motorbike you could smoke. It's a difficult one, really. He's very,
he's a quiet dude. So in the band we usually just sit and we jam, and then he sits out and smokes.
That's fair enough.
So you're probably a bike.
He's not like Daniel that you know everything that's going on in his head all the time. He's not rubbing your balls against the back of your leg while you're playing every solo in the band room.
So now that is the members of the band. Now we are going to go on to your albums. You've released 2 albums previously. What are they? And how would you say your music has evolved from when you started and releasing these 2 albums? If that makes sense.
Well, okay. Like since when we started Fractured Race, we had a bit of a member issue, I suppose, at that state. I mean, I was the only guitarist. We didn't have a bassist at the time we recorded or anything.
Like I said, we had the bassist and he left us about a week before we were supposed to start recording.
So I feel we were
in a shit position.
Yeah, we were a bit limited on things like doing solos and harmonies and all that stuff. So because we wanted to do the stuff we put on album, we wanted to do it live that way. So we worked with one guitar most of all, and but when Daniel joined the band, it seemed like it just opened up a lot more doors for us. We started doing solos, harmony parts.
When Devon joined on guitar, recorded him already.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, but those.
But then also with recording the first album, like I said, the bassist left us a week before the time, and then on the day, he just had to make up all the bass quickly and record the bass as well. So we had one guitarist doing everything, and we recorded that entire album in one day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, which was Fractured Race in 2018.
So yeah, I think how you can say we grew is it became a lot fuller, since now we had a full rhythm guitarist, full lead. We can bounce between in every song and all that. So it just seems like the songs had so much more to it than when it was before Daniel and Diban and then joined. Because now it sounds like a full band with hectic rhythms with Daniel's guitar solos and all that. So yeah, it just became a lot more.
It allowed us to do a lot more.
Yeah, it opened so many doors for us having the full band there, instead of just working with me on guitars and kind of wangling back.
Because we didn't know when we would find other people, being quite a new band at the time. So we can always get him to record harmonies himself, but then we had to play a show, and then your live shows sound shit compared to
we didn't want that.
Always want to keep the recordings to everything we can do live.
Yeah.
Oh. And speaking of your live shows, what show would you have you enjoyed performing the most? Even if it was a complete shit show, like you just enjoyed it. Like it could be because it was massive, it could be because someone did something really stupid in the crowd, or just anything. What show have you both enjoyed the
I
most?
just immediately remember an On+ show where this one dude was hanging from the seating bars at the top. That was so fun.
Oh yeah, that was great.
But as cheesy as that sounds, I probably think our last show was probably one of the most fun shows I've ever played. The Terror Race's album launch at Armchair.
Armchair, yes.
Yeah, dude, everything just went so smooth.
Yeah.
Helen on sound just always makes things easy.
But yeah, without a hitch and everything, and it's one of the first shows we basically only played new stuff that no one's ever heard, kind of thing. So it was just fun to bring out new things, and it all went down without a hitch, and it sounded great on stage, and it looked like the people enjoyed it. So yeah, we're very happy about the last show. But I mean, everything at Trenchtown we've done in the past year or so was also really fun. And
On+ back in the day were good shows. So like talking about the good shows, it's easy to remember quite a few, but you can't really say which one was the best, but it's quite easy to say which one was the worst.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, no, the worst one comes to mind more than the best one.
Yeah, it's still popped into the nightmares.
God damn.
And you were talking about you played a bunch of new material at your Armchair gig, and that leads us to some fun info, is that you're releasing a new album the day before Metal for Africa starts.
Yeah.
So, what's it called?
Schedule. Statues of Sorrow is the new album. It'll be released the 28th of July, the day before Metal for Africa. Been working on this one for a while, since pretty much that day Daniel messaged me and told me he found a drummer for us, which was end of 2020, early 2021.
Nice.
Yeah. So somewhere around there.
So yeah, a lot of work went into it. So yeah, hope it's well received. It will be. It will be.
What do you have any expectation to people's reactions to the album?
I think they're going to be pleasantly surprised. It's a bit different from the other ones, in the sense that Marco wrote 90% of the music in both the other albums. This one, there was a lot of other input, and it brings a bit of variety into the album. And overall, the sound quality, the musician quality, everything is, I think, light years ahead of the other ones.
Yeah, just the whole production value of it has increased tremendously since the previous album, I find.
Yeah, because we do all the recordings and everything ourselves as well. So Daniel does the recording, the mastering, the mixing, everything, and
yeah,
I think we took a giant step up from the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say the previous one was our practice round.
Yeah, and you will be selling people can buy the album at M4A, but where else can they get them when it launches?
Well, we're on all the normal streaming sites, Spotify, Deezer, all of those. We have some music videos on YouTube. If they want to get the album, the originals, it's probably easiest to message us on Facebook. Just DM us on there, and then we'll get back to you and get it like that.
Abaddon
But yeah,
ZA, you know.
it's mostly digital at the moment, so
Yeah.
Okay.
we'll share the links as soon as the album's out, and it's in all of those platforms.
Awesome. So, you hear that, folks? Get your M4A, grab that physical copy.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
yeah.
see it live. It's going to be good.
Yes. And speaking of Metal for Africa, it's happening on Saturday, the 29th of July. All the details will be linked below the video. And if you need any more reason to come join through, I believe you guys have some big news to announce. Do you care to comment?
Yeah, we definitely do have some big news. Some good, some bad, I suppose you could say. But yeah, we do prefer to leave it for the big event itself. Don't want to give too much away now.
Yeah, I think anything we're going to say is going to give everything away.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
It's unfortunately one of those things. If I say just a little bit, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, so everyone get your tickets to find out.
Yeah, it's a big reveal.
Yeah, and apart from the news, is there anything else you are looking forward to at Metal for Africa?
At Metal for Africa, fuck. I'm just amped to see all the friends again, the people I haven't seen in a while, just party with all the old metalheads and see some new bands that I haven't seen. Chaos Doctrine coming down from Joburg, Pretoria.
Yeah.
Amped to see them. I haven't actually ever seen them live, so...
Yeah, Metal for Africa is the annual, what do you call it?
See the
Gathering.
Hermit.
Yeah. Check all the metal people you haven't seen all here, kind of thing. So it's a nice gathering of all the people you never see at all the other metal shows. Yeah, it's a nice reunion kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously the album launch.
Yes.
And beer.
Yeah, is there anything you want to tell our viewers? We are pretty much winding down here now.
Our viewers, I don't know. Come to Metal for Africa and check the fucking show. And I'm going to Viben the next day, so we'll see.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
I mean, what else to say
I
to the
don't know what to
viewers?
say to that question.
Um,
Say to the viewers, listen to our shit and decide for yourselves. It's gonna be great.
yeah, buy a shirt or something, man.
Yeah, there will be merch on
I'm
sale.
excited to make my shirts.
Yeah, thank you both very much for joining me. This has been Vian and Marco Jacobs from Abaddon. Yeah, we'll be seeing you all at Metal for Africa. Cheers.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
Cheers, everyone.